What up, everybody? I know it seems like there's a delay in this because StreamYard did an update, and now we're trying to sit here and make sure that the screen pops up at the same time over here where I'm still hearing the music on the other one. So we're trying to see it showed up perfectly there. So it's just you, Gino. So
it's just me. Yep.
Yeah. So you have to learn how to work technology. Anyway, so guys, everybody, welcome back. You can like, love, smash the notifications and the subscribe to us. Subscribe to us allows us to keep doing this free. Not that anybody's ever going to pay us to do anything.
Who the hell's going to pay us to do this?
But it allows us to do it for free. But anyway, real quick, I just want to touch on a fraction question that we had last week. And I got to think about this more and more. And I want to make sure we're clear on this. All right. So what I was trying to say, which you guys were right. Let's say that you have a cell phone. All right. And this was the size of the Rice Krispie treat. All right. And what I was looking at, the guy said, cut it in fourths and then take a fourth of that. That's what I was trying to say. Correct. That is 1/16. But what I was trying to tell you is it's a fourth of a fourth is what I was supposed to take. I even went back and read my directions that I got from the guy. So I just want to make sure we're clear on that. That's what I was trying to tell you guys.
But it was a hilarious moment that we just couldn't get past because it was like, no, that's not, no.
No. And you guys were right. I was just trying to say that, but what I was trying to tell
you were right from your perspective as well, because you were taking a fourth of a fourth. And we're right. Like, no, that's wrong because you were taking a 16th of the whole. But you had already divided yourself down into fourths, and you took a fourth of one of the fourths of the original.
And so I keep directions of everything. So like when this was my first time, with this kind of stuff. And by the way, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, we'll kind of rehash a little bit. Because I did just get a message of that saying, what are you guys talking about? So it's a fourth of a fourth of a edible, a THC edible with Delta 9 in it and all that as well. And this was my first experience ever, and it was on Friendsgiving. All right. So I'm doing this on Friendsgiving. Got kids all going to be here doing stuff with their friends and all that. And so I'm supposed to help them cook. And I got a lot of stuff out of the way. But I took one right before my last class. So I had class at 3 o'clock, I think it was, or it might have been a 2:30 class. I can't remember. I took it right before I went to teach class. And I was thinking, he told me a fourth should be fine. You're not going to have any problems whatsoever.
The edge off. It's all
good. And I was thinking, man, I can talk numbers and graduate accounting and finance all day, every day. I'm not going to have any problems. Dude, I sat there at one point and I was like, wow, I sound stupid. Like literally sounds stupid. And I remember going, class, we're gonna call it short today. I don't even know if those are the words I said. Your instructor's having your professor's having a contradiction, or not contradiction, but a contraction to some medication that he's been taking for his illness. And so I had to kill it off. So anyway, Preston gets over here with his girlfriend and all of his friends and all this stuff. I'm laying in the bed in a dark room. Of course, that's when I called my mom up, and I'm like, I don't know how people work like this. Like, first of all, I'm high as everything. Who calls up their mom? By the way, it's my mom's birthday.
Yeah.
And happy birthday to her. She thinks she's 73, which is cute. But it's so funny. But anyway, we're gonna move on. She's not. But anyhow, we're the thing that makes it so anyway, it's her birthday, so happy birthday, my mom's. But I called her up because I was so high. I was like, I gotta call somebody, and I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, Mom, I can't. I'm worried about I'm gonna pee on myself or something. Like, I don't feel, my legs feel so heavy. I'm not gonna be able to get anywhere, And she's like, what did you do, Jody? I'm like, I took a fourth of an edible. It was a Rice Krispie edible. And it was made at this place that's connected to St. Thomas Hospital. It felt like it was an upscale place. And I had to walk into the hospital to even get into this place. So it was like, it's got to be a great place, right? And, so it was an episode. Then I called up one of my good friends who smokes dope all the time. I'm like, dude, I don't know how you function. I really don't. I can't lift my legs. They feel like they're so heavy, right? And I mean, I was like, and so Preston came in and he's like, Dad, you okay? I'm like, dude, I just have a migraine. He goes, you're not even saying the word right. I'm like, it's how bad it is, son. Just leave me alone. The food and stuff's there. I'm like, oh my God. But anyway, not that we're going to talk about that. It is fall. And we do have a normal cast of characters like Chuck, who doesn't show up anymore, like Rob, who's bringing work home now, and David, who just got back from a beach trip to Democracy and in Cancun, I think, right? Or Playa del Carmen. He was in one of those two.
He was in Cancun.
Right.
Hotel zone.
Yeah. And I mean, I tell you, when I went to Playa del Carmen, it was a great trip. And I seen those what are those things called? Carchaberas. I don't know how to say it. It's capybaras. They look like these giant squirrels with no tails.
Giant rodents is what they are.
Man, they're so cute. And every morning I would get up. Well, that's not true. I didn't get up every morning. It was an open bar, like free drinks a lot. So I
gotta love that.
I tied it on, and Mal was there with me, my friend from England, and so we were hammering it down.
There's another person that's missing in action anymore.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of reasons why he's not. They're getting really strict on the rules there in good old country.
The time difference and all that stuff, and the thought police are out in full force over.
I think it's more of that, the thought police, because I really do. I think he's afraid they were to say something, he might get hemmed up because those yahoos. But and I don't even get that. I mean, like. It's like J.K. Rowling has been in the news over there and stuff because she appropriately called somebody that's masquerading or cosplaying as a man, as a woman, a man. It is what it is. If you want to do that, knock yourself out. By the way, somebody's going to help keep me up with the chat because.
Oh, I didn't see it. That's my bad.
Wait a minute, that's StreamYard. Okay, so that one was not a good one. Jordan said, "What up, guys? What up, Jordan?
What is going on, Jordan?"
But so anyway, they have these giant and dude, they're really huge. Like little Chief Murphy would look like a squirrel next to one of those. They're so big, and they just sit there like all over the place. But what I was going to that is, hold on a second. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm getting text messages over here. They're kind of funny. They are kind of funny. So. Long weekend. No. The answer to that question, to that last text message that I hit laugh on, is no, not doing that at all. But anyway, so I had a great time there. The only bad thing about that place, what's that?
It's called an agouti. I had to look it up.
Oh, so it's not what I was thinking of. But they're they swim in rodents.
But
they're swimming rodents, and they're giant.
Yep. They are.
They look like the most, and they look so friendly. Like I want one, and I tried to catch one, but I don't know if that was the alcohol or my skills to not be able to catch one of them. Because I was like,
alcohol dampening your skills is what it was.
I don't think I could caught one if I was Usain Bolt. I mean, what I'm saying?
These things can get up to 2.5 feet long. They're huge, slender, like an oversized, I don't know, squirrel without a tail, I guess you could think of.
I just got love you guys, but 50 Shades of Grey has got my attention. Really? Come on. You can watch that anytime you want. Lord. Anyway, speaking of which, I think I brought that up in the show before, that I'm that was one of the series of books I've read, all of them. It's 5 books.
Okay.
4 books. It's either 4 or 5. I can't remember. I've read them all.
I'll tell you.
And the reason why is I worked for the largest healthcare company in the world did evaluations for them, and essentially numbers and stuff for actually high millions, and some were close to the billions of dollars contracts. Anyway, one of these girls one day walked by and she's like, "I bet you're vanilla." I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, I don't understand. It is a graphic series. Apparently, Jordan's read it too.
It's true. Yep.
It is true. It is true. And which is funny. How can someone in a book bring up all these things that we can't bring up to women to say that, hey, we might be down with this?
And women devoured it.
Nice use of words there.
But no, they devoured that whole thing, the whole series.
I didn't watch the movie. I did watch. I mean, I did. Like I said, I did read the series or read the book, the books, and that was purely by accident. I didn't know which book to get from, and I wasn't going back to ask that girl, like, what do you mean by this? So I did a quick Google search, got on Amazon, and then I just bought those series. And then I was like, man, I gotta read the whole thing. And it's like a lot of rape fantasy in there, a lot of bondage fantasies. Don't get me wrong, some of that's kind of cool. I don't know about the rape fantasy. I don't think that's. What did Jordan say? Yeah, the movies are.
Yeah, pretty much.
But anyway, we're not talking about that tonight. We're talking about the show. We're talking about what we're doing. We're talking about fall. Fall is in the air, man. I like this morning. It was so foggy out this morning. You seen the picture on the TikToks I posted? It was so foggy. I mean, and it was foggy like that till about almost 11 a.m. It was really foggy for a long time. And I'll be honest with you, I just want to stay in bed today because when it's cold like that and stuff, I just want to stay in bed. Screw all this.
Yeah. No.
But I am feeling a little bit better. I don't have the raspy voice as much anymore. I'm able to talk to my students now, so that means I can have a full class tomorrow. I did have a full class today. I was very busy today. I had a lot of student appointments today. But anyway, fall is in the air. Yes. There's a lot of things out there, and Chuck had written out earlier that there's a lot of things that had dropped or are dropping. The BTACs are dropping this week or next week. Mm-hmm. 25. And in your area,
going berserk.
What's that?
The secondary market for the BTAC going berserk.
Hey, and there's Tina. By the way, we didn't run into Tina, but we did go to Nashville Nightmare, and she normally works a lot of these private bars like that. And I called her up, and by the way, her friend, maybe Michelle will remember, but it was Edward, and I think his wife's name is Kelly or Charlotte or something like that. They were upset that you didn't introduce them as being the person to go to get the deals. But I will tell you, it felt kind of cool. They did give me the lanyard. I was happy about that, but they did take the lanyard back because I didn't pay for the full lanyard visit like I did at the previous one, which I was terribly upset about. If you're going to advertise a lanyard and I pay for it for all of us, I want people to think this dude's he's a high roller. He's a high roller at a freaking haunted house, right? But I didn't get those opportunities that time. But it was neat going to the secret bars that are hidden around within the place. It's really nicely done. I don't think it was. I thought it was better last year, but it might have been better last year because that was Michelle's first haunted house experience ever.
Oh, cool.
So
in the house they had these little speakeasies and stuff.
Yeah, they were hidden in different areas.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I had bracelets, and then you had a lanyard, and that's how they do it. It's their first year, not my friends. Okay, well that's not how they describe themselves. But anyway, we did reach out to because we didn't find the girl she told me to go see it, which might have been a Kelly as well or Catherine or something. I don't remember. But yeah, we had a great time doing that. But back to the falls, BTACs are dropping. Mm-hmm. And I still haven't found a freaking Eagle Rare 12, which I'm looking for actively.
I have not seen one on
I haven't even seen one.
Nope.
Now I'll be honest with you, I haven't dabbled in the secondary. I've kind of, except for a few minor things on Facebook and even Instagram, I don't really get on either one of those sites. I've gotten on both of them recently to block people, mm-hmm. But outside of that, I don't really get on there much,
No.
I really like the TikToks, only because my algorithm is so me right now. Like it's just positive stuff and this, that. Kim. Her name was Kim.
Okay.
And then she says everybody wants to be her. Yeah. I don't know if you can show these comments like that, or if I have to do it. But
no, you have to do it. I can't. I can see them, but I can't. I can't share them.
But no, we had, there was going back to the BTCs. So I haven't seen the 12s out at all. I normally have a guy for my GTS every year. I will tell you I went down there and talked to him the other day, and he's a Patel, and I have really great relationships with a lot of the Patels, and it's not Tark, because Tark's pretty cool with me now. But I usually have a pretty good relationship with a lot of people, and they know I will up buy on certain things.
Mm-hmm.
But he's having some really high secondary prices right now, and that's just not what I'm going to pay for it. The only thing I'll go crazy for is an Eagle Rare 17. I will pay stupid astronomical money for it because that is something I really want. Well, when I say stupid astronomical, I have an open bid out there for $1,500, and I've not had one person take it up.
Unicorn. Yeah, it's your unicorn. That's.
I mean, I get it I have a taste of it every year, but I would like to own my own bottle. But now here's the thing: I don't mind paying, paying more for it at a different place. Definitely if it's one of the newer ones. But Eagle Rare 17 is always is the one I want every year. I'm always trying to find that. The GTS is generally pretty good. I think
I actually saw one of those the other day, and I posted that into the VIP chat.
I actually Chuck just was talking about it. And he is watching he's watching from down there. I think he posted something about it that this year is going to be a hazmat version of it.
Yeah, but the one that I saw, it was way overpriced, and it's like,
what's way overpriced? It's kind of give some of our viewers a thought of what way overpriced is.
They had this behind the counter up on the shelf, stickered at $325.
I'd have bought it right then there. Wouldn't ask a question. Yeah. That's the difference. So
well, I hit Chuck up and says, "Hey, is this worth this?" And he said, "Absolutely not." It was like, he said, it's $100 and some odd bottle.
And well, he's going to say that because he has the privilege of he's got the hookups of that everybody wished they had, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, he's been in the game a really long time, and he's been doing it for such a long time that he knows everybody, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to be able to do that. That's not something. I don't have those hookups, and here in Tennessee, it's not one of those. It's not state controlled sales. So they don't have you can't do like a lottery form and this, that, and whatever. I mean, they do that sometimes, but in order to get into the lottery, like at Tark's place, which took me a few years, you had to spend $10,000 worth of money there, and it had to be like on his barrel picks. And I have done that. Of course, the day that he said that, I'm like, okay, so what you're telling me is I can get that bottle at MSRP today if I spend $10,000. I'm like, then let's just do that, and that way I never get hemmed up on this today. You charge me for that bottle and $10,000, and I will pay for both of them today, as long as I never get hemmed up on that, and I'm always getting a call. You see what I'm saying? And he was like, "No, it's not how it works," And I'm like,
"Yeah, no, it is kind of how it works. If I, and let me buy my way into this little club."
That's exactly what I was wanting to do.
You're wanting me to spend this dollar amount on your product. Well, frankly, I don't want any of that product. Here's the 10 grand. Go ahead and pour it down the sink so no one else has to swill it down. And
I will be honest. His barrel picks, Tark's barrel picks at Elixir are probably some of the best in the state of Tennessee. I'd rank 1 and 2, which could be switched to 1 and 2. You could switch them. Would be either Elixir and Vintage, or Vintage and Elixir. That's the way I'd rank those. On the barrel picks in the state of Tennessee that I've had the privilege of going to so far. The other one would be Fairview Liquors, would be number 3, but that's a close 3. You could put that one right there between 3 and 2. It could fall in there, Fairview is really good too. And then there's a place that's a solid 4. It's up in, I think it's in Hendersonville, but it's, I mean, I know it's either in Hendersonville or Gallatin, but I think it's in Hendersonville. And you get right off you get right onto whatever the highway is up there. And people in Hendersonville, if you're watching, you know what I'm talking about. But there's a liquor store that's right across the street from this gas station. It's across the street from one of those. It's not like a Shell station or anything. It's like one of those Speed Pay or Speed Pass or something like that is what it's called. But anyway, it's right across the street from that. That place has some good barrel picks too. The only bad thing about that place is, and they let you do tastings there too, is it doesn't have, the selection is not as big, but the price points are solid. Like it's like people here in Tennessee know what I'm talking about. If it's a Patel place, it should say, instead of Patel place, it should say molestation. You're going to get molested, or you're going to buy a bundle unless it's Elixir. Elixir is the only one that doesn't do this, but like all the ones here in my local area that are owned by the Patels, and they own a lot of them. I don't know what it is about Indians and buying liquor stores. And I don't mean that derogatory, so please don't anybody take it that way. I don't really hate mail, but if you do, it's David Papayan at facebook.com. You know, but sorry, I got one of my colleagues just sent me a chat. Hopefully he's not watching. But anyway, they mark up stuff that they've learned that people are looking for. Like they'll get into the store at a $35 bottle of Buffalo Trace, which is solid. I'm always going to buy that.
Yeah.
But like I just got this bottle of Larceny straight bourbon barrel proof. Yep. Yeah. 125. Delicious. It is good. It is real good. And it's this the wheated bourbon mash bill. So it is, and you can see I've had some drinks out of it. So it's pretty good.
Just
yeah, and it's solid. Don't eat cows, and they don't also, except for but God, racism, I tell you what.
Yeah, I mean,
but what I was gonna say about this, I paid $99 for this. I know that's high, but what I was gonna say is it was at a place called Tony's, owned by Patel. And he has a bunch of like stuff you're looking for there, but it is like, man, it's secondary pricing for a lot of stuff. But the one thing he doesn't have there, and I went to ask him this the other day, but we were having a language barrier. I don't know how, we're both speaking English, but but he's speaking more Hindi like English, I guess. But anyway, I was like, why don't we have Bardstown here? Because I was in the mood to buy a Bardstown. That's what I was looking for. And I ended up getting that, which is fine, because that's where I found the sweet wheat too. I'll be honest with you, I'm still not, even though I finished off that bottle, I consumed it. I'm not a big fan of the sweet wheat, man. That is just not a good bottle. I mean, for me, it's too sweet for me.
I get it.
You know,
I get it.
But anyway, so what are some of the things you might be looking for, or some that, like, one of the things I sent to Michelle today is like, hey, I want to go camping. When you get well, can we go camping? Like, I love to be out in nature this time of year. My buddy Jason killed a 8-point deer the other day.
Sweet wheat is weak.
I don't think that's true. It's 100 proof.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it weak, but
I wouldn't either.
I can see where you're talking about being overly sweet. Yeah,
it is overly sweet for me. Nothing against it. It's just what I felt.
It's not your palate.
But Heidi's comment. You may have to cue me on these messages because I'm trying to look. Got 3 things going here.
I see something move over on the side. It's like, oh, yep. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what about you? What are you looking forward to doing?
The stuff that I'm looking forward is to get through winter, to get to May, to get my butt down to Jamaica.
You going to Jamaica this year?
We are going to Jamaica the first part of May. Matter of fact, just got emails from the resort there. You know, they had that hurricane, like, what was it, Melissa or something?
Yep. It was definitely Melissa because it's named after my aunt, and that was a great name for that because she was
up a lot, and we're going to a sandals, and fortunately, the sandals we're going to will start receiving guests again in December, which is cool. There's 3 of them that aren't going to receive guests again until the end of May, and we're scheduled to go the first part of May.
Man, I'll tell you.
So kind of relieved that we lucked out with that. But as far as winter goes, I'm just looking to get through winter, and we just our contract.
We're in fall. We're still just talking about fall right now.
I know we're halfway through fall, by the way. We clicked past.
I think December 20th is the
solstice.
Yeah, and the solstice, and that's supposed to be the marker of winter, the first day of winter.
Yep. And we're halfway there, but just had the contractors get finished here with the house. We've had a lot of stuff, a lot of renovation stuff going on this year, and both the wife and I are retired now, and we're busier now than when we were both working. I don't know how the hell we managed work on top of everything else we're doing.
My mom says that all the time.
It's crazy, dude. It really is. But finally, they're finally finished, and really rather happy with that. They got the last bit of the siding on today. It totally changes the look of the house. Love it to death. These guys did.
Yeah, I see your pictures, and it looks like a really pretty spot you guys have.
Oh, dude. We got it. I was with the phone company for many years. Started in the city in the urban environments. Lived in a lot of urban environments as an Army brat for most of my development years. And we had the opportunity to come back to West Virginia. And when we were house hunting, we found this house out in the middle of BFE, downtown BFE.
Nice. I dig it. I dig it.
I even got the proper shirt for it. It's like, the shirt. It's a grunt style shirt. I love the grunt style shirts, and it's actually a grunt.
Yeah, they're tri-blends. I like them too.
Yep. And
they weren't initially.
I really enjoy peeing outside because if I wanted to, right off the deck, no one around to even say boo about it.
I don't do a lot of. Oh, sorry, I missed like a bunch of these. So here was.
Oh, Steven's on a roll.
No, that was Chuck that says sweet wheat is weak.
Yes, and then we got. It's one-dimensional, doesn't offer a multitude of flavors, and I can get that with the wheat overpowering everything.
I can too, for sure. And then Steven said
spice rum and apple cider, autumn punch. Yeah, okay.
Spice rum with a cinnamon stick in it, and some almost like potpourri type flavors is fucking fantastic.
Actually,
gummit! I just said a cuss word. I've been doing so good.
Yeah, you were fantastic. We made it almost half hour in the show. CWA, and then I went into management. I was with them for 35 years, Steve. But
and IW, IBEW, he's a union.
International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. Yep. But I would.
You were the engineer, though.
Change that out from spice rum and apple cider to some apple pie. And what apple pie is moonshine.
I can't do that, man. That's too hot for me.
Yeah, just cut that down a little bit. Get the apple and stuff in there. A little cinnamon. Yeah. Now that's a good winter.
Saturday was my cousin's 80th birthday. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of a lot of my family, so I don't do a lot of that. Yeah. I don't do a lot of family stuff. But I love my cousin. He's been really good to my mom too. And it's her older cousin. And he, anyway, it's his 80th birthday. And so his family, I don't know how Dale's related. That's the person that owned the house. But anyway, his son went and picked him up, brought him out here to this party. And they thought they were just having like a guy's party. And so Dale owns like 8 Harley Davidsons. And they're like, he has a 1948. Now that's a drink right there. Penelope toasted with a cinnamon stick. That is good. Yes. I said, man, I taught my son right. Man, that's a proud papa moment. I love the Penelope tonight. Yeah, I'm having, like I was telling you, I'm having the larceny tonight, and I like it. And there isn't anything wrong with it. It tastes like a wheater. I will say that on the notes. It has a very strong wheat palate on it. And
it does not drink to its proof.
No, it's a 125.
Yeah, it does.
And
that go ahead.
That's not true. It's not a 125. It's batch 125. It is a 62.5, which is what a
you're in the 120s.
Yeah, it's 125. Is that
You're
not
there.
right? Because 6 times 2 is 12 plus
Yeah.
2.5 times that's 125. So it is
125. You
Yep.
got it.
So
You're mathing good tonight, boss.
math. Well, I mean, I wanted to correct myself the other day because I thought I perseverated about that for a whole week. I was like, man,
I know it probably ate you up, man. I know
I was like, I'm pretty good at math, and I'm like, I'm not saying I'm the best. I mean, you're an engineer, you got to be better than me.
Yes.
But I was like, you know, it's I'm not the best at it, but I feel pretty comfortable that I can say it right, or I can do it.
Mathing.
But the where I was stuck on it was I don't think you guys are hearing me right. It's a fourth.
We were taking the whole. You were taking the portion. You sliced that last sliver.
I was visually seeing it too.
The whole. Yeah, I get it. But that's the hilarious part about it, because we couldn't convince you that we're talking the same language, except you're
no, we were, but you were looking at the totality, and I was looking at a fourth of a fourth.
You were looking at that portion.
Yeah, I was going. That's at the end of the day. That's a fourth of that piece right there. You know what I'm saying?
A fourth of a fourth. Damn it!
But and then I sat there and like I said, I perseverated about it. So I went through. I keep notes of everything. So I'm not going to show you my notes, but you can kind of see how many notes I keep. All right. So I went back to look up my notes, and I was like, "Hey, no way, I screwed this up." And so anyway, I went back and looked at all my notes, and I was like, no, the guy said take a fourth of a fourth, and I understood what he was talking about.
He was having enough issues with it.
No, real men would not be able to eat that whole thing. I called you, Steven. I called you and asked you, how can you function? I can't even get out of bed. My son thinks I have a migraine. His friends and girlfriends and all that are in the room next to me. I'm in the master bedroom, you know, with the doors shut, and I'm like, dude, just don't burn down the house. And if you do, come over here and pick me up on your shoulder and take me out, you know, and grab my little dog. That's all I care about. You know, I'm like, and my dog was looking at me. He was standing on my chest at one point. He's like, you gonna make it? Oh man, you gonna make it? Is this gonna be the last day? You did say you want my eyes to be the last ones you see. And I'm like, that's not what I said. I said I want somebody else's eyes to be the last eyes I see on earth. But I did say I want you to be here until I die, or can you be here until the end? But I never said I want your eyes to be the last eyes.
Yeah, buddy.
And so me and the dog are having a full-on conversation. I'm like, it's like, dude, that's not what I said. He's just sitting there on my chest, like, are you gonna make it? I'm like, that's not what I said, man. Come on, stop trying to pump me out, because I never said it like that, you know. But anyway, yeah, so there's a lot of things coming out. That's what I love about this Barcast. We're just sitting here talking at the bar. Yeah. We're talking about things.
Chuck was saying, what is it? Old Granddad, 7 years coming, supposed to be dropping soon. That's another one coming out.
Yeah, you know, the one that bothers me that was really good at one point was Heaven Hill. And they had the 7 year. The 7 year green label was the best, green and white label. That was the best Heaven Hill that ever has been on this earth that I'm aware of. And don't get me wrong, the 6 year is good, and it's a solid pour. I don't want to make it sound like it's not. But when you went from that $19.95 7 year green and red label, or green and white label, pour, and then you made it the 6 year, and then you revamped the whole bottle and everything, and it's just not the same, man. It's just not. It's not as good.
Nope.
In my opinion,
there's a few of them that are like that nowadays that I hope never ever change, and one of them is Green River.
Green River is I
like that.
Yeah, I do too.
Like Bardstown port is solid. The Bardstown Origin series, I love those.
Well, Bardstown's also, that's both of them actually. So that's a distillate of Bardstown, because when I was up there, I found that out. I like the barrel proof of that. Now, I will tell you that Michelle does not like it. It's the only bottle I've ever left at her house that she's like, no, I'm not going to touch that.
Yeah, see, now I'll grab the wheated bourbon before I'll grab the barrel proof.
No, I like the
And
barrel
I
proof.
won't hesitate to barrel proof either. But if I had the choice, they're sitting side by side, because there's times when I just want something, just right there, 80 proof. It's solid. The flavors, the profile, everything fits. I don't want to sit here contemplating what aroma did I get? What it did? I think it tastes like. No, I don't want that. I just want the drink and to move on with my day.
Yeah.
That one's like that. Evan Williams White Label is another one that I hope never, ever, ever changes, because that's another solid pour. When you reach and you grab that bottle and you pour that drink, you know exactly what's coming. And it's
so they used to have the Evan Williams. I think it was single barrel.
They still do. I've got one. Yeah.
No, the black label.
The black label? No, this is regular. Well, I don't think you can see it.
I don't think they make it anymore that I'm thinking of.
The one you're thinking of, probably they don't, but they do come out with a single barrel. It's different label, different bottle.
But man, I missed that one. That was so I've never been a big fan of Evan Williams, but I do like that one that they discontinued. That was freaking awesome. Now the white label doesn't bother me. It's a white and green label too.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. I mean, it just the thing I don't. So I judge alcohol based on, like, if I'm going to have it, am I going to still? It's kind of like cigars. Do I still taste it in the morning? If I still taste it in the morning, I'm not putting that in my repertoire of stuff I want to drink.
I get you. But to me, that one's just a nice solid pour. It's bottled in bond right there at 100 proof. It hits me right there in that sweet point. Because some of that stuff now, when you get up into the 120 plus proofs, now the Larceny, delicious drinks like that.
Well, see, it's not always been the case. I've had a couple of their barrel proof before, and I have not liked their stuff. So,
but it drinks under its proof. But
it does. This one definitely
store
does.
Pick in Elijah Craig store pick from my place in McHenry. That. Yeah, it's
their toasted barrel though, man. Their toasted barrel, Elijah Craig,
barrels are awesome.
Freaking best thing they make.
This is just
except for the marriage. The marriage, the 18-year marriage is a good one. That is fantastic.
Yeah, this one.
I was at this place called Something in Pint. It's here in Columbia. It's like this really nice upscale restaurant. And I went during the day, and it was just me. And I ran into some people who knew my congressperson that I'm best friends with. And they were like, "Oh yeah, I can call Andy up right now." I'm like, "I can call Andy and he's going to answer." And which he did. And so they were all coming from work or something like that. I'm like, "Let me buy you guys some." So they had the 18-year. They had Elijah Craig 18-year marriage. I spent $685 that day at lunch, just buying whiskey for friends. It was such a good time.
What I was getting at though is like this one here. You look at the label; it's a typical barrel proof, and this was a store pick. It's their private barrel, 126.2 proof. But I find this very hot to drink, and I love Elijah Craig. But there is so much heat.
I love my Elijah Craig socks to have. They're great.
But there's so much heat up front with this. I really can't enjoy it.
I was supposed to give him a Jordan, but I was supposed to give him a
couple
hanging
around for a while.
So if you're still listening, Jordan, I have a couple pairs of socks I'm supposed to give you, but I haven't. They're in my sock drawer. They're Elijah Craig. And also some square whiskey rock makers. I'll give you those for sure because I already have. I have a ton of those. I have some that make them like skulls. I have some that make them like the regular squares and all. But I don't drink out of a rocks glass very often, unless I go to a bar, right? Most of the time I drink out of a Glencairn, and I do like ice, but it's like regular size ice. It fits in there.
Yeah.
What do you say? I will bring those to you, Jordan.
Yeah, he's been. I don't know about more than just trying them on, but
no, they're clean. I just got them. She gave them to me last week, last week or so, and so I washed them and then I rolled them up. And a couple pair of mine and a couple pair are supposed to be his, and then I will give him. Okay. I think it's 4 of the cubes. I don't use those because I have so many cube makers.
You're talking about the like,
silicone
stones and the,
Yeah, but the silicone stones, the ones a silicone
the
package.
molds.
Yeah, the modes.
Trays.
Now, Stephen gave me a set of 6-shooters made of steel, and then I had already had a pair of 6-shooters made of steel, which is funny because one of them is copper looking and one of them is steel looking. I can't remember which one of them I got first, but I have them both in my upstairs display of whiskey, and I have them right next to my awards because I used to have my awards right here, but then I put the
no donkeys.
Yeah, because we're at Ass Whisperers Farms, so which I find hilarious. Nobody else finds that funny. I find it completely hilarious. Like I don't know how you can't find that funny. I mean, Ass Whisperers Farm, that is the funniest thing ever. I mean, I raised many donkeys. Why wouldn't that be funny? But no, so I am thinking about recently. I've actually been pondering it some time. I love the fall. Hold on a second. What's he got to say here?
A cool pen too. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and that pen, I used it for the first time the other day. I used it. I had to sign a student's. I won't say the student's name, so I won't violate FERPA. But I had to kick a student out of college, and I had to sign it, and it had to be in black ink. And I was like, I got a black ink right here. And so it's this giant. It looks like a 50 caliber round, and it has this little toggle on it.
There you go.
And then of course I started with doctor, and that's the only word you can read, and then my name, and then it has my credentialing at the end of it. But it's hilarious.
Cool.
I had to do that. I had to kick a student out of school.
That's today's environment. That's kind of sad, but is what it is.
I don't want to go into that, but the student need to move on. But since I downgraded my so like in the fall, big things I like to do. I love watching hockey. Hockey's like my favorite thing.
Yeah, hockey's just starting up to
outside of college football. So college football has been fun. Now I know this past weekend wasn't good for a lot of people here in Tennessee, but I'm gonna tell you what, seeing those Shorty Shorts kicks freaking 25 field goals. That was awesome.
How did he not draw a flag
with the Shorty Shorts?
Yeah,
I mean those shorts were like. Are you trying to show
midway down his thigh, if that?
I mean, they didn't go down his thigh at all. Those were Daisy Dukes.
Like, yeah.
But so, and by the way, did you guys see the professional kicker who kicked a 68-yard field goal? Oh, I sent that. So here, I'll send it to you right now because I have it. I have. So the only person I sent it to, I did send it to Tina, one of my best friends, but she, so he plays for the Jaguars. I'm sending it to you right now. So this is freaking crazy, man. He kicks a 68-yard. And the only reason why I kicked it to her, I'm sorry. Only reason why I sent it to her son-in-law is the kicker for Buffalo.
He's like a rookie too.
Buffalo Bills. No, he's not a rookie. He's been playing.
No. Yeah, Jordan's.
I'm sorry. It wasn't 70. It was 68 yards. I have the freaking video. But anyway, I sent her because her son-in-law is a kicker, and I was like, "You're the only person gonna. Where are you at? Oh, there you are." I'm like, "You're the only person that's gonna fucking." Damn it! There's 2 cuss words. I said, "You're the only person that's gonna appreciate this." So I sent it to her, and she sent it back, and she's like, "Did you not notice who sent that or who tagged that on X?" And I'm like, "I didn't. It was her son-in-law who tagged it on." And because he's a kicker, But he's a punter, but I think he is. I could be wrong. Jake is his name. Jake something other. She told me. Jake. We're just going to go with Jake right now. Jake
sounds good because
Camara. Cam. There's like a lot of vowels. Camarda, and he's whiter than me. He's a white guy.
And in 10 minutes, I won't remember, but that's okay.
But anyway, that's her son-in-law, and so I sent it to her. I was like, "You're the only person gonna find this even awesome." So she sent back, and she's like, she's like, "Oh my God, did you not see who posted that?" And I was like, "I thought it was Outkick." And she's like, "But the original poster is Jake." And I was like, oh, "I think that's great. I don't know who Jake is." I thought his name was Steve. But anyway, long story short, with all that, that was amazing. But let's talk about football a little bit. So,
yes, WVU actually got off a 5-game losing streak, knocked off the 22nd ranked Cougars over the weekend.
BYU?
No,
I was going to say they didn't. Houston.
No, BYU stomped a mud puddle through them.
Well, I'll be honest with you. The Vanderbilt game, I had said Vanderbilt's one of the best teams in the.
And they almost came back and did it
in the fourth quarter. They decided they were only going to play in the fourth quarter.
That's right, and they almost pulled it off.
Dude, they almost came back and won that.
Won.
Yes, if it wouldn't have been for that one guy because they got the freaking onside kick, but then it kind of bounced out of line. Outside the lines, and then I was like, dude, how did you miss that?
I know, but it was that damn close.
Oh, that was a great game.
Yeah,
in my opinion, that was a really good game. I did watch the Tennessee game in its totality.
Yep.
I think Tennessee played probably the worst first half I've seen them play all year. All right.
They stunk it up.
They really did. They really did. I mean, it was their offensive line is like one of the staples, and they had that they started off the game with that strip sack, and you just looked at it and you're like, oh my God, guys, you can't start like this. And I think it got in their head, and that's where it's at. Now, do I think the better team won it for that day? Yes, I do. I do.
No, I think Jordan's talking about Indiana, not Illinois.
Yeah, Indiana may be the best team on the country right now, or in the world. I mean, that team, oh my God.
You betcha.
Illinois is not.
The other game that I enjoyed watching on Saturday was Georgia, Florida.
Yes, that was a great game. That was you're absolutely right. That was a really good game. And I was hoping Florida would pull it out. I'm not trying to talk bad about Georgia people or Georgia fans.
It would have been nice for them to knock them off. Yep. It'd
been great for their interim coach and stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you 2 games that scare me as a fan of Tennessee. And I'm not a fan of Tennessee. I'm more of a fan of Vanderbilt first, and then a fan of Tennessee when it comes to Tennessee. I am USC through and through. I went to college there. That's my team. All right.
They were
paid a lot of money per semester, $72,000 a year to go to school there. All right.
Ouch.
And I came out, and I'm not a liberal, so that worked out for me. But the school. I mean, so I love Vanderbilt. I
agree.
What's that?
The catch.
I agree.
His hands were underneath that ball.
Yep, I agree. I agree 1,000%. So that's just like Auburn. Auburn, fired their coach, Hugh Freeze. I think they can't pick a quarterback. That's really what it comes down to. Jackson Arnold, or whatever his name is not ideal. But I think 2 of their games, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, my op-in on this, 2 of their games were decided by faulty and crappy officiating.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So,
and, you got to coach the caliber. I think Hugh Freeze is a good coach. I don't know.
Remember the time he coached that game for Liberty in the hospital bed?
Yeah. And, are you going to be able to?
I agree. You can't lose to Kentucky and walk away from job. I agree with you there.
Well,
I agree.
How about Franklin up there at Penn State? I mean, he was in the playoffs last year.
Yeah. I think. And by the way,
4th game of the season. So
in my man cave down here in the bar, all right, I have, it's of course got USC and the Preds and Navy stuff all over the place. By the way, Navy lost to North Texas, and by the way, Texas
put a whipping on them.
That was, first of all, that is a great offensive team. All right, I did not predict that coming up, but I still think they're going to beat the out of Army. You put in your adjectives.
I'll go the other direction on that, but it's going to be a good game.
I don't think they're. I don't think
Army doesn't have the
good.
team this year. I think Navy's going to roll.
Well, they didn't have a
But
team last year.
I can't root for Navy.
When Navy beat it. Why? You know me.
I know you, but I'm going to pull for the Army, man. It's just.
So the year my mom and I, I don't know if you guys can see it. So there's a picture of my mom and I right up there.
Okay.
Right up there. And we're at the Army Navy game. And we went to the one in Baltimore. And
Kiffin's not going anywhere.
I agree with that. I don't think why would he leave?
He has got it made right.
I think the Tulane coach is going to either Florida or he's going to go to Auburn. I think one of those two fits makes sense. If I had to guess, Kiffin, dude, if I was at Ole Miss, don't get me wrong, I don't want to live in Mississippi, all right? But if I had my choice where I have boosters, they're just like, hey, yeah, there's all the money you want. Let's do this.
What do you need today?
Yeah. And like, we're not questioning you. That's where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think
the other thing too, his system's in place, his pipeline for as far as recruits, all that good stuff, it's in place. Everything, he'd have to totally restructure all that, and there's always that little bit of a learning curve until you can get up to speed on that.
Yep,
he's stupid if he loses. He could write his own paycheck there.
He can, and I do think he's going to get a ginormous raise, no matter what, because he's going to go from making. I think he's making a little bit less than $7 million a year. I think he's going to go to about 12.5 to 13 million.
Yep, they're going to lock him down.
And then he's going to have this stupid buyout that's going to be, something where he's going to have to fail for like the eternity of Earth for him to be kicked out. But so where I was going with that is I don't think. I mean, do I think there's a possibility he'll leave? If I was him and I had to pick between the three jobs, I
can't see any of those.
The only one I would take out of that is Florida. I know LSU is a dream job for a lot of people. I don't want to be there where you have these boosters on your ass every day. And ass, by the way, is in the Bible, so that's not a bad word.
Yep.
So got rolling from the field here. That's not a bad word.
Nope. Got you on that one. You're covered.
Yep. Thank you. I appreciate it.
But I can't see. Okay, maybe they're a little higher marquee, I guess you could say, than Ole Miss, Florida, and LSU, because
I think they got to take that guy, that offensive coordinator from Buffalo.
Who's to say that why can't Ole Miss be that kind of caliber if he stays there long enough to make?
Ole Miss is going to the playoffs right now. I mean, they're going to if they win out, they're going to the playoffs. Yeah,
they're going to take the SEC.
No, that's not going to happen. It's going to be A&M. I think A&M.
You think?
Yeah, I think it's going to either be A&M. I think it'd be A&M or
now. This is Alabama. What I don't know. This is what I don't know is A&M and Ole Miss, are they in the same division within?
It doesn't matter anymore. They got rid of that. So it's the top two. It's top two teams.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's going to be whoever's going to be the.
That'd be a hell of a game.
Oh, A&M and Alabama or A&M and Georgia. I mean, either one of those would be great.
A&M and Ole Miss. I think that's going to be a hell of a game. A&M and Bama.
That's what I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be. So I think Oklahoma plays. I think Oklahoma plays at Alabama this weekend. I think that's facts. I don't think Alabama is going to lose that game. I'm going to be honest with you. It's hard to lose. It's hard to lose in Tuscaloosa unless it's Georgia or LSU or once in a blue moon. A&M once in a blue moon. It's Ole Miss. All right. So I don't think that's going to happen. I know we're not a sports show by any means.
I know, but still, damn good football going on right now.
Oh, there is. And like everybody keeps talking about, like, so the weekends, everybody talks about like it's a down weekend. I'm like, dude, you guys need to be listening to Josh Pate because that's who I listen to. Josh Pate with Pate State. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that. Oh my God. Josh Pate is the best analyst of all of college football, in my opinion. That guy knows college football better than anybody I've ever listened to in my life. He's out of Nashville, by the way, or he lives in Nashville. But they went to the SMU game, SMU in Miami, by the way, which was also a good game.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a solid game.
Came
Josh
right
Pate
down.
is a
Went
solid
overtime.
listen. I agree. I mean, I listen to Josh Pate almost every. I mean, I was listening. I'm still listening to him
Check him out.
today. So I listen to him. He's on 3 days a week, I think. I could be wrong. During college football season, might be on 4, but it's year round, and I agree with that. I think Carson Beck staying another year instead of going to the NFL hurt him. He's going to make more money in college than he's ever going to make in the NFL.
Yeah, his draft stocks dropped, but here's the thing too. If he would have went out last year, he would have flamed out.
Well, no, he was hurt. That's the reason why I didn't go out. Remember, he I don't remember what he.
No,
maybe ACL.
No,
or
I
something.
totally forgot that.
I think the number one quarterbacks right now in college football is the guy from Indiana is going to be for sure. Him. He's going to be number one.
Kid from Vanderbilt. I like that kid from Vanderbilt. Even though that kid.
Yeah, but
he's
dude,
special.
Why do you not get him on your team? Like for sure.
He's special.
And I agree with that too.
That's bad. You think that's bad, Jordan? You could come to WVU where they had 80 new players this year.
And Preston could have been one of them, but he didn't want to go there.
Dude, yeah, but
he only had 3 schools he wanted to go to.
They were.
And by the way, if Lane Kiffin's going to leave for any place in Florida, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it live. I'm going to say it live on the show. If he's going to leave for any place, he's taking the job at Florida State before he take any other job.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think he could get his system into place there faster and then make his ability to go to the playoffs and then potentially.
And also, it's an easier conference.
Yeah, it's ACC. However, Georgia Tech, though, lost this week.
I know.
Fantastic team. I still think they ought. And dude, did you see where they dropped them to?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is ridiculous. AP is a joke.
I know.
Because they didn't get molested or even boat raced. They lost barely, And I mean, it's just like next week. I think this weekend, Miami plays Syracuse. Syracuse is not a great team. However, their offense is pretty freaking good.
They playing at Syracuse?
Yes.
Ooh.
In the Orange Dome. Yep.
Ooh.
Or whatever they call it up there in Syracuse.
North Texas gets the favorable. They've got a lot to go to get that. Name recognition isn't going to get them that G5 spot right now.
I think it's Memphis is getting it right now. Memphis or what's it called? South Florida. That's going to be one of the 2 teams that get it right now.
USF. Yeah.
Yep. So, but I think Memphis is solid, dude. That's a solid team. Now, do I think it's a team that can beat?
Nope.
I mean, when you look at South Florida, you could say, well, could they beat? And they're like, yes, we did. You know what I'm saying?
They can and have in the past.
Right. So when you look at like
the North Texas teams, it's probably name drop for Jordan is Mean Joe Green went to school there.
By the way, we're right at an hour, and we're talking about football. So we'll keep going just a little bit, but not much longer. He doesn't bring up a bad argument.
No, damn. But so that's what South Florida does. They'll roll along. They'll be giant killers, and all of a sudden, a cream puff shows up. It's like we forgot how to play.
Well, so Josh Pate said something today or this week. I guess it was yesterday, or maybe it was what's yesterday? Sunday. Yes, he said Sunday. So he said the difference between college football and professional football is that 12 weeks you have a different team because you're dealing with college students, and they may play up or down based upon whom they're going to be playing. Essentially, it's what he said. He didn't say it in those words. It was something else.
Mm-hmm.
And I got thinking about it. I was like, man, he is absolutely right on that, because I've watched USC, like, so where I was going earlier. So I have all this stuff in here, all this memorabilia, and have a bunch of signed stuff that's signed. I got the entire, all the way to Mariota. I have every Heisman Trophy winner signed one of my helmets up here.
Cool.
Ever. It's on my shelf, and I have the 2017 Preds team. I have their, when they went to the Stanley Cup, I have their helmet signed, and I have a bunch of stuff signed by USC and stuff like that. And then right here, I have Charles White, who just recently died. I have his Heisman Trophy jersey signed. And so I'm really into college football and really into having memorabilia and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The thing I would say is, though, one of my prized possessions in this house, which Jordan was at for it, was the USC versus Penn State, which was coached by Franklin, in the Rose Bowl. That was the greatest Rose Bowl I have ever seen. And I've seen all of them. All right. Grew up in Southern California. I've seen them all. Like, it's a big deal for me, right? The Rose Bowl.
This is my time of year. Yep.
You know, the Rose Bowl is, I'm buying flowers for my significant other. We're gonna watch the Rose Bowl. I don't even care if it's our team is playing it. This is what we're gonna do.
Got to watch
every year. Yeah. And
one of the things, like getting back to what Jordan was saying earlier about all the freshmen and stuff at Tennessee, I didn't follow up on that topic quick enough, and go back to West Virginia. They're on their, at the start of the season, their starting quarterback was the 5th quarterback in rotation. They're on their 3rd string running back. I forget now exactly, out of the 22 starters, offense and defense, exactly how many freshmen they are starting, but I'm pretty sure it's right around about 18 freshmen. And so, yeah, they've had a down year, new coach, well, a retread of a coach, and I'm looking for better things coming forward, because all that experience they're getting, I hope that they just don't get that experience and run off for greener pastures. Because that running back that's lighting things up at Ohio State, he was the number 1 running back at West Virginia the previous year. So,
well, that's NIL. I was going to say it's NIL.
NIL has kind of screwed up that game, but I hope they can keep building with what they're got in motion now.
Where I was going back with literally right in front of me, across from my barrel and all that, that's where my guitar is at, and it's also where my vinyl, and I have the barrel that has the opening and all that stuff. And he agrees. And so Jordan said, best Rose Bowl ever. By the way, so one of the things I want to do, we'll get to that here in a minute. It's across from me is that final kick that USC won, by the way, which was the same kick that kicked I forget his name, but he was the kicker he was kicker at USC, and he transferred to Tennessee, and he kicked the game winner against Alabama that I took Preston to, his first ever real college football game. And won that game. And so I put it on the TikToks a couple weeks ago. That was a couple of years ago, and it was awesome. But anyway, that kick is right there, like literally right in front of me.
Cool.
And what's funny, it was in my office. The same picture was in my office when I was the anti-terrorism officer for the Navy in 2016, 2017. And I have that picture right there. That was so one of my best friends in the entire world. His name's Brian. He's a lieutenant, I believe, in the Navy, and now he may be a commander, something. Lieutenant commander. He might be one of those.
He could be a commander for all we know.
Yeah, but anyway, and what's funny is, so Preston loves USC too. He loves USC and he loves Tennessee. That's
always
his two favorite teams. And so he has a shrine. So I gave Preston one of my game. So I have a bunch of game worn jerseys. I had a
Nice.
So at one point, I had a hookup on game worn jerseys, and so so I have LaDainian. I have 3 LaDainian Tomlinson's game worn jerseys because I was a ginormous. It's tattooed on my freaking arm, for God's sakes. I mean, I love San Diego. It's right there. All right, huge Padre fan, and I'm a huge Charger fan. Until they decided to leave my city, I'm like, why did you leave? Why'd you leave my city? Greatest city on earth, the greatest city on earth. All right, why'd you leave that? All right. So, but I also have a bunch of game worn USC jerseys. So I had like Matt Leiner's jersey. I have that. It's upstairs. That's worn that he wore it in a game. I have I don't want to say that because I don't know if that's true, but I definitely have Matt Leiner, and I had what's his name? OJ Simpson, and I had and so I hid OJ Simpson's jersey for the longest time. I'm like, game worn jersey, I'm gonna hide this thing because
Orenthal James.
And so but outside of his extracurricular activity, he was one of the greatest athletes to ever play the game. Facts. You can look at it any way you want to. One of the greatest players of all time. Outside of extracurricular activities where he may or may not have been involved in.
I did not say he was a great human being. He was a damn good football player in his day.
And he was pretty good in airplane. But yeah. But anyway, so Preston, he's like, Dad, I want to take your game worn jersey of OJ Simpson. I want to make it a shrine at my dorm room. So fortunately he's by himself in the dorm room. So that's good. So there's not a bunch of hoo-haws coming in there. And so that's good. But anyway, I'm like, son, I don't think this is appropriate. How about you take Charles White jersey, which is literally like
Nope. Yep. I get it. Charles White was amazing too.
Right there. And it's signed by him, his Heisman year. Okay. By the way, awesome. Who is dead now? All right.
Did he?
Yeah, he died. He died like July of last year, to be honest with you. He died. He died poor and desolate, to be honest with you. He was yeah, it really sucked for him to die like he did. I mean, the guy was a fantastic athlete at USC. Yeah, 79. So he was 79 Heisman Trophy winner, and he was one of the first African Americans, not the first, but one of the first African Americans to actually get the Heisman Trophy. And he's one of the reasons why Bear Bryant decided to integrate Alabama at the time. All right. So, but anyway, why don't you take him? He's much more reputable person, this, that, one. Well, this isn't signed too, Dad. And I'm like, but it's signed by OJ Simpson. I'm just not sure.
A lot of baggage.
I'm not sure it's the best thing. He's like, everybody that knows me knows that I like how he was as a football player. I'm like, I understand what you're saying, but I don't think that's right. I really don't.
It is what it is. I mean, if he's set on it, okay.
But anyway, so he took my signed and also game worn jersey from his senior year, Heisman Trophy year of USC, OJ Simpson jersey. He took that and he was like, I think this is awesome, Dad. I'm like, I don't think that's true. And his mom was like, you gave him this jersey? I'm like, I didn't really give it to him. No. He just kind of took it. I'm like, that's not how this worked at all.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. A lot of baggage.
Totally. I mean, totally. But let's don't get him wrong. I mean,
no.
OJ Simpson, I mean, it's just like so I'm gonna put you guys on pause real quick and I'm gonna go get something that you guys are gonna be oppressed with. You're gonna think it's the worst thing ever.
Okay, I'm gonna pour another drink while we're waiting. Oh, and by the way, having Penelope Valencia tonight. Yes, it is delicious. Yes, you do get the orange notes, the aroma, the caramel, the vanilla. They all fall through on the palate. It's a beautiful thing to drink. If you can look into a bottle, can't go wrong.
All right. So,
What do we got? What do we got, boss?
all right. So Don Cherry,
Okay, I know Don Cherry.
hockey guy.
Hockey night in Canada.
Yeah. So I have Don Cherry's bobblehead that is signed by him too. All right.
That is too cool.
And it's so cool. And it's like you can't put it anywhere. I got it on eBay. It probably isn't really signed by him, but
You can. Who the hell knows who Don Cherry is nowadays?
I do because I love hockey.
I know, I do too, and I know who Don Cherry is. Way back in the day when C-band and satellite
C-band,
dish-
but Subban.
C-band satellite dishes. Way back in the day, we used to be able to check out the 2 Canadian satellites, and we would catch Hockey Night in Canada. And Don Cherry was always there, and he was spot on as a color commentator with that stuff. I mean, he was good at his job, and I enjoyed it.
You have some people who come in my house and are like, "You got Don Cherry?" I'm like, "Oh, I love Don Cherry. He's a great dude. Dude."
He was a good color analyst.
But real quick, we're over now. So like, love, share, but most importantly, subscribe to us, and that's why we keep it free.
And Jordan, by the way, if you can find that, it's an excellent bottle, bud.
Oh yeah, for sure. But anyway, love us all. Let's keep it real. We're in a live stream. By the way, if you're not a fan of the VIP, you should be. It's where you find out some really cool stuff that mostly is wisdom and some shenanigans, but mostly wisdom. But get in there and do your thing. But anyway, reach out to somebody who's on Facebook. I'm not really on there a lot, so you have to get to like Gino or Rob or I don't know, other people that are part of the crew.
It's all good.
Right. Anyway, peace. Love you guys. All been
Be
fun.
good to yourselves.
Yep.